I'm Paul.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Daniel.
We're Interpol and we're at Amoeba, and this is what's in
our bags.
Their bags.
See you in starlight. Heaven receives, and so did you.
Okay, so the first thing I tracked down was Bad Marines, kind of known as RAR Sessions, this record label. I moved to Washington, D.C., and Bad Marines is sort of like royalty there. D.C. is kind of very sort of a hub for hardcore music and stuff like that, and I was kind of weaned on that and being around that. This is a record that really reeled me in, and to this day I think it's one of the best hardcore records ever, and I'll never tire of it.
Only God Forgives, Rafen movie with the goes. I think it's a really underestimated film. It followed Drive, and I think people were expecting Drive Part 2, but his character is sort of...
I let him go.
I don't know, he's like not the sharpest tool in the shed in this movie, but it's really, it's such a beautiful film. It's really beautifully shot, and I really can't say enough good things about this film, so I'm surprised that it didn't get more love.
Why do you let her treat you like that?
Because she's my mother.
Hardcore Devo Volume 2. Be Stiff. I first heard it when it came out on a live EP around the Freedom of Choice era. It's very unlike the synthetic place where the band had arrived at. That just reminded me of like how far and wide they went. And it was just really like very punk rock.
It's Badlands by Terrence Malick. It has a pace that I feel like was unprecedented when it was made, where it's just sort of like easy shots of fields, and even though the story is a narrative story and they're on the lam and so forth, there's a meditative quality to it. And I love the music as well, which has appeared in other soundtracks and films since then. In the film, Martin Sheen, he has a certain manner in all of his films and even TV shows of how he puts on a coat. And he does it in a way that's like kind of amazing. He does it here. He just kind of does like this. He's got like a technique that is something that he perfected. But even on The West Wing, which I've only seen a little bit, but even on The West Wing where like he does it there too. And he's playing the president. This is like, I don't know, 30 years later.
Warsaw. I hope this is what I think it is. Like in the industrial period, like the late 80s, I was very much into wax track stuff, and it was just this most relentless dance track. I remember hearing it on the radio a lot and never being able to find it. I think it might be it because of the date. But it's from the same period, so it's simple dance music, and on the aggressive side, so there's not much there to begin with, and that's the beauty of it.
This is one of two LPs that I grabbed. This record came out right when Interpol was touring our first album, and it was like a real good road companion for me. It was one of those albums that was so much fun to listen to that I'm like really looking forward to putting it back on, and like almost like going to an amusement park that I went to as a kid, you know. I think I'm gonna go through these journeys again on these songs of just feeling like the rhythm section is so insane.
Is this the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great record.
It's like, I think they stayed a fantastic band through all their configurations, but the rhythm section on this one is so gnarly. Liars.
I picked up a Little Roy for two reasons. One, this cover is amazing. Roy here with this car, just like pimping it out. And then there's this song, and this is called Pantomime. The lyrics to me feel very absurdist and out there. Not something that I'm used to hearing from Roy. It just starts off really minimal, humble, and it builds into this sweeping sort of orchestral, gigantic piece, and it feels like a full-on band, and it's just sweeping along, and he's really emotional in the song, and he's just singing about, you know, electric sunshine, and like, it's just like, it's really out there, but it's beautiful, and it hits you hard.
Get set for this pantomime.
Jesu. Apparently this is a reissue, but somebody turned me on to this artist a few years ago, and I remember just really digging the aesthetic. I think it's just one guy with a heavy guitar and a lot of electronics. It's total ear candy. There's something really special about him. I think this is going to be wonderful. I can't wait to listen to it.
This movie's a little goofball. I may or may not have been so obsessed with this film at one point I got a tattoo inspired from it.
A fascinating modern age we live in.
It could have something to do with like a parchment that a sailor keeps with him. What one might hypothetically read into it is that the sailor who died had carried it with him like as a safety thing to like get him home safely, but like in a physical form. Like a talisman, but on like leather paper.
Was it well executed?
Well, there's a whole other story about if it was well executed. Hypothetically,
no.
If it did exist, there might be a story about the tattoo artist potentially fucking up part of it.
Oh my God.
Hypothetically looking at the person in the eye and saying like, no, I didn't fuck that up, and having a stare down with a tattoo artist.
Let fly! Let fly!
So I pulled the Aphex Twin's Richard D. James record. When this album came out, I kind of flipped over it. It was sort of, I'd never heard anything like it. Like, it was a big moment in electronic music. It influenced so many artists to come. It's such a complete album, and I think it's aged really, really, really well. I think he's one of the great songwriters, period, and he certainly had a big influence on me, so definitely changed the way I thought about music.
From Richard D. James to the Wilson Sisters. This is for my baby mama. I actually quite like it too, but she asked me to get her Dreamboat Nanny, so.
Cold late nights so long ago, when I was not so strong, you know. Pretty man came to me, never seen eyes so blue, you know.
I mean, Ann Wilson is one of the best voices ever. You know, so I'll always be a sucker for that.
Try to understand, try to understand, try to understand. I'm a magic man, he said.
My last thing is one of the most influential records for me in my life. John Frusciante, Neanderlades, and usually just a t-shirt. And it's kind of just like 4-tracky home recordings, but it's the first one he ever did. Some of it is pretty structured songs, and then some of it is just like really surrealistic soundscapes and just like noise stuff. The high points on this, I think, really influenced me as an artist, and I still love going back to this. And I think it's, judging by the sticker, I guess is the first time they've done it on vinyl, so this is quite a find. I'm excited about this one.
You felt like a story in your thighs.
All right, and then the last one was P.G. Harvey's To Bring You My Love, an artist I greatly admire and have admired her for many, many years now. This record in particular, when I've heard it, just I think every single song is just so strong and so good and has something different from the previous one. I love the minimalism, yet the effectiveness of her approach to songwriting on this album and the space. Working for the Man was a song that I was crazy about, but even the title song, To Bring You My Love, it just starts off, it feels like a ship coming out like out of a fog that's just kind of revealing itself, and it just sort of with this brooding kind of vibe and undeniable atmosphere that like just, you know, engulfs you. To Bring My Love.
Amen.
To bring you my love.
appreciate it.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome.